your 3 minutes are more important than the other person's 3 minutes, or maybe longer, who then has to come and get it and take it back.
15-minute morning show podcast time, everybody. Yay! Good God, what did we do to deserve this? I know we're already kind of putting together a few things to talk about on the show tomorrow, the Tuesday show. One of them is the time change that's coming this weekend.
Yes.
If you have a baby or a cat or a dog, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because the clock will move, but their tummies won't.
Right, exactly. For a while, they still will get up and want to eat at the same time, and it'll be a different time on the clock. And Scary doesn't get it. Every year he yells at me for saying that. And like, who cares? It's so stupid. That's not the truth. It is the truth. If you have pets or kids, you are affected every time by this.
Exactly. I have dogs. Mm-hmm. Garrett has family.
I have it all. I have it all.
You have the dogs in the family. Their stomachs are still on the old time. They don't change clocks.
That's one of those, like, go to the kitchen, do it yourself.
Yeah, God.
We might
To
have
the
to.
dog?
Yeah, the dog and the kids work together. I'm sleeping.
I feel like we're going to have to find the audio of the last time this argument was presented, because the way Danielle just said it made a lot of sense.
Yes.
The way it was talked about last time sent us all into like a stroke.
Okay.
So there's something different, but I don't know what it is.
Let's find the audio.
Okay.
I'm sure it's somewhere. We'll find it. Anyway, so we always have the time change argument twice a year.
Yeah.
And so tomorrow on the show, Tuesday's time change argument.
Can't wait.
Let's talk about rude people, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
List. I made a list. Common things people do that they don't realize is actually rude. Number one, listening to anything in public with the volume turned up.
Monstrous.
Yes.
You are polluting the world with your audio.
Yes. And that includes people having conversations on the speakerphone, correct?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. I was on a plane recently. I told you guys this. There was a grandmother and a grandson sitting next to me. They both had whatever they were watching on full blast. So it was like a telenovela and then also Blue's Clues. And it was insane. I'm like, you don't have headphones?
Yeah, you need headphones.
Also, flight attendants aren't going to tell them to shut up. This was terrible. It was terrible.
I know. It is irritating. Or, no offense, it's usually older people at a table in a restaurant. They go on their speakerphone and start yapping to someone. And you're like, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a lot. I feel like a lot of little kids do it too, and their parents just let them because it's babysitting. The kid's at least engaged in something, so they don't care. But when I'm like hearing a game nonstop and just like bring, bring, bring coins at a nice restaurant, what the hell?
That drives me crazy at a soccer match too, because we'll be sitting in the stands and the parents want to keep the kids busy next to us, and they have their iPad on so loud, and I'm trying to watch the game, and I'm like, can you just like put headphones on that or something?
Hey, may I assume when you're a parent, you don't hear the noise as much anymore? You kind of tune it out.
It's like
Garrett,
working at the
answer
radio
that.
station. My kids are, how come you're not singing along, Dad? I'm like, I hear these songs all the time. And same thing with kid shows. I have every single kid show song stuck in my head. Hello, Tom.
Oh, the president of programming has arrived. Tom Pullman.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I just wanted to introduce you to Will.
Hi, Will.
Hey, Will. Hi, Will.
What's up, Will?
Anyway.
Oh, hi.
Who's Will?
Who is Will?
Well, wait, who's Will? What are you doing?
Who's Will?
No,
What the fuck?
He's chuckling out there.
Who's Will?
Who's Will?
They're walking away.
They're just walking away. They're walking down the hallway. You don't do
How
that.
rude.
They just laughed and pointed.
Who the doorman?
We need these need to lock.
That's
The
obnoxious.
studio doors need to lock. I'm telling you.
So Tom Pullman walks in, introduces to Will, and leaves. Who's Will?
I have no idea.
I'll call him on his cell phone.
And now he thinks
He's the chief of police. He feels like he can walk in here anytime he wants.
He enjoyed
He
that
can't-
chaos.
and now he thinks
He's
he's funny because he won't even tell us who Will is. He did that
It's
on
not
purpose.
funny. It's like he farted on the elevator and got off. We're just sitting there just having to inhale that
Does Will
poop
work?
smell.
Should we get guesses?
We don't know.
Does
we
he
don't
work
know.
in the building?
Can someone run down and find out who Will
I
is?
think
He's
it's
an
the new
artist.
morning show host.
I'll be back.
Talk about rude people.
Thank you,
Pullman
Garrett.
just pulled
If I
one
don't,
off.
if I don't come back, I got fired.
Yeah.
So
He's
Okay, good.
Garrett's
I
replacement.
mean, not good, but good. All right. People who are rude. Don't know it.
He could be the new artist that he's
Parking a
promoting.
shopping cart in the middle of the aisle while you're at the grocery store.
Oh yes.
Pull it to the
Move
side.
your cart to the
Move
side.
it to
'cause
the
they-
side.
Yep.
And you try to get around them, and they're like, they look at you like you're being rude. Like, get.
No,
Yeah.
you're being
Don't-
rude.
Yeah.
Or they'll
Speaking
park
of
it
shopping
on one
carts.
side and then block it the rest of the aisle with their body on the other. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You pull the cart over to where you need to go.
Exactly.
You don't walk over.
Now, speaking of shopping carts, the ones that don't put them in the corral in the parking lot. Like Scary is like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Monsters,
I mean,
scary.
it depends on where the cart corral is. If the cart corral is close by, I don't mind walking over to it. But if it's on the other side of the aisle and I got to walk for more than 3 or 4 minutes, I will just put it out of harm's way so as it doesn't take up a parking space or in the middle of the road.
Wait.
I'm not going to be that kind of guy.
But what you're saying is that your 3 minutes are more important than the other person's 3 minutes, or maybe longer, who then has to come and get it and take it back.
Well, you'll be
to the
taking a
place
job
you
away
just
from
should've-
someone if everybody puts them away.
No, you're
you
not.
won't.
No, you're not.
And you
That's
still
that's
take those carts
bullshit.
and
And
put
guess
them
what?
inside, you
The
dick.
person who takes my parking space is going to need a cart, and they're going to have to walk all the way over to the corral to get a cart.
They can't even move into the space because your cart is there.
I
Do
would
you know-
never take that cart. I'd be like, that person is dirty and lawless.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
using
I don't
this
want a
cart.
lazy man's cart. And also, like, I was at King's the other day, and at the very end, I think I may have told this story. At the very end of the parking lot, as far as the eye could see a cart that someone had taken and not brought back.
Monsters.
So you know what? I started walking into the store and went, F it. So I just walked all the way, like 3 miles that way, almost, and got this cart.
Oh my
Then I was
goodness.
coming back, I discovered more carts. I ended up bringing 3 carts back to the corral because if Scary can't walk, walking is actually good for you.
Well, then
It
put
is
more
good for you.
corrals out there. Put a corral in every
Wait, Scary, you
aisle.
walk through the whole grocery store with it, and it's
Yeah.
that last, 100 feet that just do you in?
Yeah, I think that's maybe what it is. I don't know.
We
By the
should
way,
start
Scary,
like
when's
a
the last time you walked through a grocery store?
Oh, just
does
a couple
it.
of weeks ago.
does.
Oh,
Spent
I
$784.
it was ridiculous. I got robbed. No,
You
I
did.
got ripped off.
Moving
there.
on to other things that people do and they don't know they're really rude. Like if someone declines a drink,
Oh.
insisting people are like, you got to have it done. Come on, man. What's your problem? People that give them, no, not the people who turn down the drink, the people who give them hell for it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because
drink
you don't know if
pushers.
someone's sober or they have a health issue or they just don't
You know,
want to drink.
they don't owe you an explanation.
I got pressured into doing a shot that I didn't want on Saturday night, but I felt beer pressure on that. So.
Don't do it. Don't let them win that. They're being rude. And you don't owe anyone an explanation. If you don't want to drink or smoke pot, whatever, you just say no thanks. That's
Right.
it. They don't need to know why.
Nope.
What, are you in rehab? No, I'm not.
I just don't feel like drinking.
Here's one that I need to work on. I'm being rude and don't even know it. Letting my dog jump on you. Like when people come to the house.
I can see that.
Dog people don't care, though.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll, as somebody that's even allergic to dogs, the smaller dogs, they're okay, I feel like. Because they don't really do that much damage. But if it's a big dog, yeah, you got to control that.
So we always have elevator episodes in my apartment building, and people are getting on various floors with their dogs. And a lot of times, the dog will come sniff me, lick me, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm an easygoing person, so I'll pet the dog back. But I'm thinking in my head, dude, what if I friggin' hated dogs and the owner
Exactly.
does nothing to hold the
Yeah.
dog back?
Right.
It's just like, oh yeah, go ahead.
And as you're a parent, you don't let your kids jump all over strangers.
Right.
I don't mind it. I have a threshold on.
Also, around here, people are usually getting in those elevators because they took their dog outside or they're going to take their dog outside and their little paws or little dirtbag little paws.
Right.
Which I get because you're walking around outside, but then don't jump on me. And I love dogs, but ew, I don't want a little brown paw print on me.
Another time, you're being rude, don't even know it. Asking a newly married couple when they're going to have kids.
That's so weird.
That's always
Or
the
any-
first question. Oh,
Or
is
any
that
couple,
kids?
right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Like when are you planning on getting married? Who says that to two people dating?
Oh, I get that all the time. And
It's
people,
none of their business.
people think it's so cute to say weird things like, oh, but you guys would have such beautiful babies. No, don't want them. And then also, oh, you guys have been together that long? How come you're not married? Because we don't want to be. That's why. It's just very weird.
You and Brandon would make cute babies.
Gross. No.
Or you're being rude, don't know it? When you're looking at your phone while someone is speaking to you.
Scary.
Yeah.
He just put down his
Scary just
phone.
put his phone down.
He just put down his phone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's on camera.
No.
Yeah,
There's
I
that.
agree.
Well, look, I know that, in this room, we're doing the show, this and that. The show never stops, so every once in a while you got to look down for notes or you got to look at something. I get that.
I'm looking at the clock right now.
But let's say you're at a bar with a friend and you start talking to them and they pick up the phone and go, yeah.
Yeah. You
Rude.
know
It's
that.
awful. And a lot of people do not have the ability to text or look at whatever is on their phone and listen to you. So you know they're just not.
Is it
I
rude
know
to,
me. I cannot do that.
is it rude to answer the phone at the table?
Yes.
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 Yeah. So if
Absolutely.
you need to answer the call, you just step away, I guess.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
I need to
Sorry,
take
I
this
gotta
call.
Pardon
take
me. I got to
this.
step out for a second. Okay.
As a parent, this could be another way people are being rude around you. Giving unsolicited parenting advice. I mean, even on like social media, they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't let your kid do this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your kid. You're responsible for your
Yeah.
kid. No one else is. Get off my lawn.
I hate
right?
people who don't have children that give advice because until you're in that situation, you have no idea. Like they do the same thing with like a lot of things. Like if you're not in a situation, you really don't know until you're in that situation. It drives me crazy.
Okay, but two things. One, is it unsolicited parenting advice to be like, get some headphones on that kid's iPad? Because
No.
that's annoying.
That's not parenting. That's just being rude.
But
Yeah, they're being
also,
You're
jackasses.
being rude.
and you're right, I don't know what it's like to have
Yeah.
kids, but I know what it's like to deal with everybody else's kids
Yeah.
that, like, they chose to have kids, now it's my problem
But I'm
with
just
whatever's
saying,
going
like,
on.
If I'm dealing with my kid and I have a problem or an issue with my kid, and you don't have a kid, and you walk over and go, "Here's what I think you should try," I'd be like, "You don't have kids. How would you
Yeah.
know what to try?"
Because those
But
two
if they-
don't do coach.
like that.
Shoot.
That's a different situation.
But if the kid's like kicking you in the shin, you have every right in the world to say, "Hey, can you get your kid off my
Of
shin?"
course, that's
Right
what
in
they
the
think.
thing.
That's how you, anybody in general. Don't
Finally,
do
we're running out of time. Saying no offense right before you say something that you know is going to be offensive.
So that doesn't give you the license to
Right.
say
If
something
you-
offensive by saying no offense.
If you really feel like you have to say no offense, you really shouldn't say what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
With that said, let's try to be polite
Yes.
today, people. We'll see you tomorrow. Love you.
Bye.